Hey, I'm Quinton. I am the creative 9 to 5 millionaire. You are tuning into Motivate to Millions podcast. And today I am going to just be transparent. I'm going to share my thoughts, where I'm at, and just maybe some things you may find insightful as well. One of the things I'm going to jump right in and start with is I've been real heavy on this phrase or this word illusion. Illusion is something that we think is real, but it's not. It it has the imagery of being realistic, but it's not. A lot of people use one of my favorites between me and my wife is the jig is up. And as we see even in today's society, like the jig is up. What do I mean by that? Like, for example, the illusion of I'll use my example of work. I put in the work, put in the time, 40 hours, um, sales, sales, sales. What I do is sales. I work in insurance. And, I may talk to, let's just say maybe 60 people in a day, whatever. In between that, I'm doing some sales calls, but I'm working off of a variable. I'm working off of the variable of this person may or may not say yes or no. If they say yes, great. I help them and they've helped me to secure more money. Now, granted, I do not get paid a fortune. Let me be clear on that. That's what I'm going to talk about in one of these illusions. But later for that, let me stay on topic. You know, they may say yes or no. And when they say no, I'm okay with that because maybe they really don't need it. Or I'll find myself in some situations where the yes costs more than the no would have. Like, you ever dealt with people that can just be so problematic that it just was never worth it? Like the illusion that this yes was going to be the end all be all. Yep, secure the bag, but it becomes almost like a nightmare. Almost like you're their personal assistant. Or I've even had this happen in sales and customer service where a person says no, got angry and said, "You work for me." And so I look at times back like that and I'm like, man, so many illusions are around us that once we get into a state of reality, you can never look at the future the same nor the present. You know, I have constantly went through my mind over and over again about just how college is for some people and how they can spend 2, 4, 6, 8 years in school and still be working in an area or field that is completely unrelated to what they went to school for in their field of study. But they accrue so much debt that they're taking a role that won't even support being able to pay that debt off. So here's one of those illusions. You got to look at certain things as some things are actually designed for you not to get out of that circumstance or situation. It's designed for you not to pay off the debt. It's designed to keep accruing interest to keep you locked in. So, what do you have to do? You have to get to a reality of the situation and say, what must I do different to be free? A lot of us live a stressful life because of debt, because of being like literally not being able to see no way out. I know firsthand, and that's another story definitely for another day, but that is a story I'm willing to share. And because overall, I want someone else to benefit from my experiences to be able to maybe avoid some of the bumps in the road that I have had to go over, but also to maybe even know what to expect. So when I say the reality is, I hear this a lot. I've never heard this as much now, and it's just so funny how at this stage of my life, I'm coming into a lot of new perspectives and realities where I can't go forward with the same old habits, old patterns, thinking I'm gonna produce a new future, thinking I'm going to produce the things that I desire to see for me, my family, my legacy. And so I'm pulling myself out of a lot of illusions to find solutions because a problem without a solution remains a problem. And problems are actually meant to be solved. People actually pay every day for problems being solved. And so, with that being said, learning how to think different, spend different, invest different, and not just invest in time. I mean, investing money, but investing my time. Like, how do I spend my time when I get off work? As you see right now, you may not know, but I'm currently still what I wore to the office today. You know, it feels like it took me so long to decompress from all the things that occurred today. But I look at today and it has served as a moment of reflection of how I'm not maximizing my time, how I have to put myself on a schedule. So, using this example for you guys that may be listening, I didn't stay in an illusion of looking at my situation like, oh, I deserve this decompress session of 2 hours. How is that going to get me to the next level that I know I need to go? If I know that the 40-hour work week in this capacity is not going to get me where I really want to go, how do I get to my reality? I get to my reality by really looking at examining myself and saying, being honest with myself and saying, what can I do different? What can I do better? Looking at myself um, like a chart. I can't think of it right now, but there's a specific chart that we use in sales, some use in sales, and I think it's really, really good. Um, but it just looks at your overall performance, what you're doing great, what you're not doing so good, what is a threat to success, overall, etc. And I had to look at myself today and say, you could have spent your time a lot different. My lunch could have been more productive. My come home decompress could have been a lot shorter, And to maximize my evening, I should have got something accomplished where, whether it's a book, a course, something that works towards what I'm trying to do. If I know I need to be better with money, what does my this week's budget need to be? What do I need to spend? What do I not need to spend? What do I need to avoid this week buying? And what do I need to buy that will actually help me progress in my endeavors? I look at myself this evening where my lunch break felt wasted because I was in my head thinking about so many things. Um, and when you're in emotion, you have to be very careful. I think from my experiences, that's where we spend the most money is in emotion. Food, shopping, buying comforts, which creates complacency. And we want a different result. All I'm saying is, if you want something different, you have to do something different. This is a season where I'm realizing myself that I have to be transparent to build the things that I want to build, to see things that maybe other people can't see, but the visions that only I have, that only God has given me to be able to see, that other people may never understand until it comes to pass. I can't waste time. I need to maximize my time, maximize my day, and maximize the money I'm earning and that God has allowed me to earn. So, the takeaways I want you to get from this today is figure out what are illusions that you are living in. Illusions that almost seems delusional. I know I'm going with a lot of words here, but what are the illusions? Example again, an illusion may be I'm going to just go from a fitness perspective. I want to see myself losing 30 pounds by the end of the summer. I want to see myself with the physique that I desire, but I'm still at every drive through. That's an illusion, which makes you delusional thinking that it's going to change. So you got to really change your mindset, change your habits, change your patterns. It's a lifestyle change and it's a daily effort. Every day you may not win, but you got to push to get better day by day. I would rather get better day by day than have a 0 day every day. Secondly, if you want something different, do something different. Maximize it, schedule it, write it. What's the plan? Write the vision, make it plain. What is the vision? What is the goal? Here's another example. If you gonna get a part-time job, what is the part-time for? Is the part-time for a specific area? Is it to clear this debt? Is it to clear that debt? Break it up. It may be to clear multiple things or to go towards multiple things. Maybe it's for an old credit card debt. Maybe it's for an emergency fund and also towards just general house bills. Break it up by percentage. I'm not a mathematician, don't claim to be. I actually didn't like math in school, but I have learned money math is vital. And so that's where I put my focus in. I love to break things up by percentages because if we thinking about it, if you run your house like corporate America, you may have a better outcome because even though corporate takes some hits, they don't fall, not as fast. And so that's where you have to get your mindset and your state of mind surrounded like a corporate household. How do we break this income up in percentages to maximize it where it needs to go and to build it to a place where we can see ourselves clear, actually not feeling like we're progressing, but we can actually go by the numbers and see that we're progressing. And lastly, whatever it is that you see yourself doing, whatever it is that you know within your heart that you can do, want to do, have a desire to do, and you know it's in you, do not let anything or anyone rob you of that. A lot of times we can allow people to make what we know to be a reality into an illusion. How can they take your reality and make it into an illusion? Because they can tell you it's not it's not gonna happen. Let me share this and then I'll end this. I recently had a conversation a couple times, more than once, in the last couple of months. And been looking at what do I want to do? Do I want to stay in this specific area? Do I want to stay with this particular organization? And in my conversations, and it's been a challenging year. Um, the last 12 months have been really challenging in my role. Uh, so challenging that the average person probably would have quit by now with just one story that I could tell. And maybe one day I'll tell it. But nevertheless, the same question I keep hearing. Well, if you don't do this, if you're not with this organization, what are you going to do? As if I can't survive, I can't thrive, I can't win. What am I going to do? Those are the questions that can either make you or break you. And I hope you take from this that it make you. That chip on your shoulder that you may get after a question like that, like I did, I'm gonna be honest, I had a chip on my shoulder. But I took that chip and I said, I am not going to just prove something to man, prove something to society. I want to prove this to myself that I can do this. That I can do this not just to say I did it, but I can do this saying it's possible. That the reality that I see in my head is possible. There's a man on YouTube, check him out if you can, when you get a chance. His name is Robert Fain. Really like him. Been probably looking at his videos since maybe 2021, something like that. And one phrase that he says that I love is, if you can see it in your head, you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Don't let nobody rob you of that. That was a question that could have created doubt if I allowed it. You're going to face challenges. As I learned even this week, just a really great breakdown about emotions. You're going to face so many emotions in life that it's going to make you or break you. And if you look at it the right way and you examine it and you break it down the right way, it's going to make you. It's going to make you into the greatness that you were already designed for, whatever that is, whatever that looks like for you. So don't allow fear, doubt, which comes daily. It comes by the minute some days. Don't let those moments break you. I wanted to make you into a better person, make you into a better version of yourself, make you into a better husband, father, son, daughter, a better boss. a better manager. Like when I say manager, I mean that from the depths of my soul. When you managing people, which I don't even like to say managing, I like to say leading. I hate the word managing sometimes because it just doesn't. I want you to lead people. I think people should be led, not managed. Management is just maintaining. Leadership is evolving. When you begin to know the differences of those type of things, you can't live in illusion any longer. You come to understand things in your own reality and the true reality of what it is, but in your own way. And so, what don't break you, make you. Be encouraged. Do what you got to do. And go be great. It's Quinton, creative 9 to 5 millionaire, Motivate to Millions podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.